Check, check, check.
I hear you just fine in my headphones. Check, test, test.
Laura,
Okay, move.
Check.
Jason,
Check, check, check.
garbage.
Check.
Where are you at?
Check.
Nope.
Wow, that sounds weird.
There you
There
go.
you are.
Check. There we
There
go.
it goes, yeah.
Joe.
Yep.
All right, we'll play with that.
Simon.
We are live. FYI.
Oh.
So.
Good job, Joe.
We're
That was-
live.
Dong ding blue moon.
That was
It is the Drinking with Drew show. Today we have Jason Stallworth, metal fucking enthusiast, one of the best guitar players that I've known in a long time. Let me get our cameras activated here. Woo! There we are. All right, Laura, test your system there. Get all your cameras in order. Make sure you can
number
get
2.
everybody there. There's Jason. There's
Oh,
Joe.
you swapped 4 and 3 on me.
Okay, well,
Oh, and he's
how's that working?
Garby
Oh, my-
doesn't get a camera.
I'm at 2 cameras. Look at that.
Hey.
How did Garby get
Garby
switched
has
out?
no
I
camera.
have no camera. I get
The
2.
one,
Joe did get up for a second, so I guess
He's
you know what he was
right.
doing.
this one needs to be Garby.
Yeah, Joe, can you?
I got
Somebody-
Simon. I'm holding
I
Simon.
can do it.
Well, you're the camera switcher. You have an
That's-
adamant role here in this position.
Well-
you can't really go swapping stuff
That's
midstream. here.
Simon's
Man.
Simon's camera.
You're not into swapping?
Uh-oh.
Well, you know,
I'm just saying,
that'll be the second part of the show we'll talk about. There he is. All right.
Are we gonna ignore the fact that Drew
we go.
wooed himself?
I did what?
You wooed yourself?
Did I woo myself?
You did. Woo.
Swing.
As soon as you popped up on camera. Woo.
Well, I was a little happy that, shit's kind of finally working out.
Show.
So-
That's true.
We've got some challenges tonight. Jason has talked me into doing YouTube Live instead of Facebook Live, which we usually do Facebook Live. And yeah, so we're switching it up a little bit. We're doing YouTube Live tonight. And so we're kind of going to play it by ear and see how that works.
We apologize in advance for
Yeah,
technical
we apologize
difficulties.
in advance. So we have 4 viewers. Woot woot. And so, Laura, I don't know. I'm going to try to separate the screens here a little bit because I do want to see how this works out. Now, Jason, I thought when we did this, we'd be able to see our comments on OBS, but I guess that's not going to work.
If you could have a screen that goes to the YouTube part, I think we can see them there. If you could open another window to go to that, and we
I can see them down here.
Okay, awesome.
So, all right, cool deal. Can you guys see it on the TV, or is that too far? Jason, do you have it way out there? You can't really see it.
It's in the corner, but we see it.
Yeah.
All right.
It's going to be so delayed.
That's okay. We'll work it out.
Stressed. Okay.
So, Jason, welcome to the show.
Dude, thank you so much for having me. And hey, for all my viewers watching, thank you guys for coming over. Appreciate you guys.
Why don't you put a camera on Jason while he's talking there?
I did. It's delayed, you dick.
I'm fucking with you. I'm just fucking with you. I know.
Oh, man.
So, that's always been an issue is when we go live, there's like I don't even know what the delay is.
It's
Probably
like
like 10 seconds.
3 or 4 seconds or
3 or
something.
4.
3 or
Yeah.
4?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not long.
Yeah. So,
That's what she said, 3 or 4.
we have Garby in the hizzle. What's up, Garb?
What's up?
So, Joe's over there in the back seat controlling Simon. I don't know if you can see Simon or not. He's,
No.
he's passed out below Joe's
good.
knees.
What? That
Below-
sounds inappropriate.
Well,
Doesn't everybody
Okay,
pass out below Joe's knees?
for those who don't know, Simon's a dog. And he's passed out below Joe's knees. Say that fast 5 times.
Wow.
Hello.
I know, right?
That's,
Welcome,
impressive.
Joe.
that was my interpretation of saying that 5 times fast.
Yeah.
All right. So, Jason, man, I want to kind of get into what's in your head and what makes you do all this stuff and, quit a job and go out and fucking play music full time. And we're going to get to that. We're going to do a taste test for music and all that
yes.
good stuff.
Can you stop cleaning while you're on camera?
I literally have
Welcome,
a water.
YouTube. We're cleaning a house.
No, I have a water puddle by my computer. I apologize. So
Maybe he's got a ShamWow sponsorship. He's trying to.
Now it's Tuesday.
I actually have ShamWow.
So okay.
Joe, you have everything.
My water puddle has been taken care of, so we're all good. So let's go with Joe. Have you heard from Katie Morgan?
No, she forgot to call me back this week.
I'm a little disappointed.
I know.
Your payment probably didn't go through.
I was hoping she'd come on and do a live stream with us this week, but no.
But have you also not been served with an injunction?
Not yet.
Wow.
Okay, so that's a
good
plus.
sign.
That is a plus.
Yes.
Nope.
Okay, so we're not quite in red zone, but we're not in green zone. Is that what you're telling me?
For the viewers that don't know, we had some guest videos in the last few weeks from Katie Morgan,
Mm-hmm.
and Katie Morgan is one of the proliferate actors in the adult entertainment industry. With lots
You don't
of
have to
credits,
be PG, Joe.
with lots of credits to her name.
Can I be?
Let's spice it down, Joe.
Yeah, spice it down. So, are we not allowed to call women actresses anymore? Is that not politically correct?
I don't know.
No clue.
I don't know. I
mean, it was still-
if
it
it
was
was
still the-
me, I would have slipped up and said actress.
It was still the best supporting actress at the Oscars.
Was it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Or best. Oh no, I don't think it was actually. It might have been like best female in a supporting role or something. I'm surprised they could say female,
I
but
was about to say, I don't think it's right.
I don't know. Yeah, let's find out.
I don't know.
No.
I would have screwed up because I don't know. I'm old school. I'm trying to get with the days and, correct myself when needed. That's when Laura kicks me in the balls and says I said something wrong.
Sure do.
So, Jason, how did you end up in the death metal capital of the world?
It's funny you say that, dude, because this was like the death metal capital
was.
back in the '80s. I mean, you had Morris Sound, Jim Morris, the studio, producing all these bands. I think he produced Obituary, Death, several. I think even Cannibal Corpse.
Mm-hmm. Well, Scott Burns,
Yeah.
laid out so many, albums and even demos. He did our demo back in the day. Scott Burns did our demo.
What was your demo, dude?
Artistic Butchery.
Oh, cool.
So that was the band that I was in, and it was a 3-song demo, and 2 of the band members paid more sound. The other 2 didn't.
Oh.
So we didn't get our official cut of the tape, and Scott actually just kind of gave us like a little recorded copy. And
It's now missing.
my dog chewed mine up at the time.
Dude.
And Cass lost his, which was the drummer. Matt lost his, who knows what. I mean, nobody has a copy. Jerry Mortallero, he's a Tampa guitarist. He claims to have a copy, but in 25, 35 years, he still has yet to produce it. So, but yes, anyway, Scott Burns did our demo, and then, but Moorsound was around forever before they moved. I don't know. They didn't close. They just moved, I think.
They moved. They're in a different part of Tampa now. I think Seminole Heights or something like that. I was in there with the guys from Siren, Doug Lee, the singer, Ed Bourne, and Todd, the guitarist. I was in there while they were doing their mixing and mastering for their latest album, A Mercenary's Fate. So really, really cool place, man.
Mm-hmm. A lot of history. I mean, I don't know what they did with the new place. Probably made it a dentist office or something. The old place was like, I don't know, it was awesome, man. It was all wood, and you walked in the place, it smelled like fucking cedar or cider, whatever you call it. Wood. Joe, was it cedar or cider?
That's cedar.
Cedar.
Yeah.
Whatever. You drink cider, you burn cedar. Is that what it
Yes.
is? Okay.
There you go.
Sounds like a band name. All right. So, Jason, you're born and raised where?
I'm from Pensacola, Florida. I'm a native Floridian, dude. The Panhandle.
Okay.
So I
Can't
moved
you
here.
tell with the tan?
I think this is German side of me.
Mm-hmm.
But in any case, I moved here around 2000. I've been a musician. How old am I? Oh crap! Here it goes. I'm 47. I'll be 48 in May. And I've been a musician all my life, but I never really went all in with it. I always wanted to do it for a living, but I didn't know how. Or I guess better yet, I made bad decisions, or at least decisions that didn't support that dream. I think that's an important takeaway for people wanting to do something specific with their life. Your decisions have to support that, right? If you make decisions that don't, well, then you're pushing yourself further away from that. But 2019, actually, I worked with Joe. Joe and I worked together.
Right. And Joe introduced me to Jason, so
Yeah,
that's
how-
kind of the little connect the dots there.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah.
Yep. Why is Joe's camera not focusing on him?
It's the shit camera.
You need to you need to wear a pink shirt, Joe.
It's just the shit camera.
Focus on you.
I'd
Better.
It'll
love to see
eventually
Joe in the
focus.
Hold on, I got it.
There you go. There you go. Hold like your beer can in front of your shirt, so it has something to focus on instead of a dark green shirt with a dark green background. It's wanting to focus on the flag.
It's not focusing on anything right now.
Dude, you could be a husband in a sitcom with a hot wife right there. That is.
Oh, you met my
perfect.
wife.
That is perfect.
So technically, how long have you been playing? Like seriously, I mean, we dabble around, I guess, but
Well, I mean, I've seriously played all my life. I started playing guitar in 1989.
You came out and the doctor was like, "He's got a fucking guitar, run!"
Well, I sucked at everything else, and I finally found something I was decent at. I'm like, okay, I'm going to stick with this, But no, I've been playing since 1989, and I've played in bands. And
He had hair back then.
I had.
You did?
Well, I've had flowing blonde hair.
Oh wow.
What?
Yeah, and then I shaved it, and then it never grew back right. And I was like 18.
Oh man.
Well,
Bad receding hairline, but and I even played like I was in several church bands and other bands and whatever. Like I've played somewhere all my life, but again, I never like really went all in. I'm like, before I'm 80, 90, or however long I live, I don't want to be at that place where I look back and I'm like, I wish I would have tried this. I would have went all in, So 2019, long story short, I'll give you the short version. I told my boss at my job, I'm like, hey, I know we do layoffs each year in our department. If we do this year, can you please pick me? And of course, they look at me like I've got three heads, but I'm like, no, really, I want to go. The funny thing was I wasn't even anywhere near financially ready.
Were you disgruntled at all, or were you just like, man, I'm emotionally not happy, mentally not happy? Like what was the spark?
That the job itself, like if I didn't have this desire that I do now, that I've always had, I'd still be working with Joe over there. Joe might be my boss. Who knows? He might be like,
you definitely made the right decision.
He's like, hey Jason, get me a beer. I mean a coffee. Go get me a coffee. I said 2 creamers now, but it was more of an internal struggle, man. Like you want to be at a place in life, you want to be doing something, and maybe the fear's holding you back. Maybe the things that we've been taught over the years: go to school, get good grades, get that job, get those benefits, retire when you're too old to enjoy life. Nothing wrong with that. That worked for some people. And we're told things like, well, music's just a hobby. You can't make a living at that. That's just for the rock stars that just get lucky and make it or whatever. And I'm like, no, I just took a leap. I took my the small severance. I was going to say small package, but that doesn't sound very good.
I took my small package on the road.
Yeah, I took my small package on the road. It didn't get me very far. But I just decided that this is what I was going to do, man. I'd been trying to be an entrepreneur since 2010. Like, really, I had a fitness website and still have that. Don't do much with it these days. But I had a YouTube channel. I released my first album in 2013.
Apocalyptic Dreams.
Yes, thank you, Joe. Man.
I am an owner of the CD.
Oh, awesome, dude.
He was the one breathing heavy while you were talking.
It's actually really cool. I mean, from someone who's not a metal enthusiast, like I don't really know very much about metal music. It's just really cool, like background music to me. Like I'm sitting at the beach and it's just like background music, and I was like, oh, that's pretty good.
Like elevator music, right?
No, it's a different style, but
say beach is a weird spot to pick.
So, Joe, when Jason left the employer, what was the swarm about? What were people talking about? People like, what the fuck, man? Why did Jason leave? Where did he go? Is he crazy?
No, you have to put yourself in the mindset of working for a large company that's always trying to save money, and so every year we were used to 30 different people being laid off. So it wasn't like one person just kind of up and gone. Like every year people were being laid off.
So they just assume he got canned?
No, he raised his hand and say, if you're going to can people, can me.
Mm-hmm.
He saved someone else's job as well.
I like that.
Is that why you're still employed?
I mean, partly.
Possibly.
But, yeah, I mean.
So you left the job, the corporate America. When did you have gigs lined up, or were you just kind of like playing it by ear by that time?
No, man, I was, I had albums out there, and I just finished taking a marketing course by Leah McHenry. She's a Celtic metal artist, and she started making a living with her own music in a very micro niche, and she started this she started this online academy called Savvy Musician Academy. So I paid into that. I learned more in that course than I learned in my, and I don't like talk about my degrees. I have a master's in business administration and a bachelor's in business management, but the only things I learned from those degrees was, hey, you get this job over here that you don't want, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying they're worthless, but to me they were, you know. I learned more in that. So I was really trying to make that work and replicate what she was doing. And some of that was, there was some movement there. I'd also been running this fitness blog, spending a lot of time on that, themuscleprogram.com. But it just never really gained traction. And sometimes you have to know when to, like, okay, this is not working. Let me move on to something else. And I think I spent a lot of time, too much time on that, not my music. But all that said, about a year after I had left my job, the severance was running out, and I was like, oh crap, I might have to go back and beg Joe for my job back over here, you know, on my knees, right? Well, you know.
You would have to move Simon out of the way at this point.
But I had been making a guitar course. I'd been really active with my YouTube channel, and dude, I thank God for YouTube, or thank whoever made YouTube, because it's been a huge game changer in my life, which is why I wanted you to go live on YouTube tonight.
Right. Here we are.
Here we are, man. Yeah. So I had been developing a guitar course. Me and one of the guys I met in the course that I had taken, Savvy Musician, his name is Ken Candelas. He's from New York. He's a metal guy. We just connected, you know, and we said, let's just, you know, do our own YouTube channel called Metal Mastermind. That turned into a website, and I had this course developed for guitar players for metal, called Metal Riff Master. I decided to put that on our platform, and we did that. And this is a lot of work, dude. There's so many details. I won't go through all the details, but it came down to the wire where I was like, man, I'm going to have to go back to a job. We were like 2 months away from being broke. And then I launched my first course, and that just changed everything. I mean, there's been a lot of ups and downs. I'm not going to sit here and say I became a millionaire after I quit my job. No, I'm still not anywhere near that, but it changed everything. And more importantly, it showed me that you can do this. You know, if you stick with something and you decide that, you know, you're going to do this, you can make things happen. You really can't give up.
What do you say to the people, though, that have kids and, I mean, more responsibilities, that are like, look, man, I get what you're saying. I just don't have that leap of faith to do this. I mean, obviously, everybody, like, I don't have kids, and I was in a similar situation. I walked out of my job and you know, started my own business, and I've been at it for, you know, 13 some odd years now. But to those people that just scared shitless because they have mouths to feed and whatnot, what would you say to them?
That's a great point, man. I mean, I think it'd be irresponsible for me to pretend and say, okay, we'll just quit anyway and just do it. But, you know, you've got other people relying on you. What I would say to those folks is work as much as you can on your side project, what you're doing, but make sure you're damn focused on it during that time. Make sure you schedule that time and you treat it like your job. You treat it more important than your job. This is what you're going after. And then you build that, right? You build that, and then when you can, you leave.
That's why we're trying to get Joe. You know, he's got this woodworking fantasy going on, and, you know, we're going to get his website up, and he's going to start selling a lot of wood.
Joe's Wood.
Joe's Wood. What's your
Sloppy
website, Joe?
Sloppy Seconds Woodwork.
Yeah, so we're getting them there.
Oh man, that's great, dude.
Because all the wood I use is, you know, left over and picked up from the trash.
Speaking of which, I have a couple pallets you might be interested in the backyard right now.
I think you have some like 2x4s in there.
I might.
Yeah.
12 in the corner.
Bought some stuff from the auction over the weekend that came in pallets. So, do you need a 400-pound concrete table?
No.
Okay. Anybody that does, let me know. Send me a message.
See what happens when you quit your job? You end up doing podcasts and selling concrete tables.
Oh,
Yep. So, Jason, do you think you could teach anybody to play guitar? No, I asked this because Garby is great at playing skin flute. But
oh man,
don't know if we could get him to play guitar though.
Yeah, there's a different technique to this, you know, to the skin flute, I believe. You know, but honestly, dude, I think that you can learn whatever you want to learn, but I think you have to have a really strong desire and not to get like too deep, but I think you have to have a why. Like, why do you want to learn, right? Why? What are you expecting from this? Is it just like something you just kind of want to do and you want to dabble in? If you don't have that natural gift, I think we all have natural abilities, and I think we learn what those are and we focus on them and build on them. But if you don't have that natural ability and you just aren't catching on to it, but you also don't have the strong desire or the strong why, you're gonna have a very hard time.
Right. Now, Garby, you've got 2 young kids. Have any of them shown any interest in music?
Oh yeah, they both have. They both sing constantly.
Cool.
They both enjoy any kind of instruments we give them. Yeah,
Baby Shark.
See, I got my first guitar. I think I was probably in kindergarten. My acoustic guitar was taller than me. It was like just, that's when I started. My brother got a drum set, so we started like, playing Michael Jackson, Beat It, and Bryan Adams, and all these, we would go into
Beat It. That's what Garby calls his song when he's playing the sand flute.
Yep.
But we would go into show and tell, and play our music, and but I mean, there's people who start that young. Yeah. But I fucked up because I was heavy. I was into it until I was probably 19. And then I got the job, the career that kind of took over. And I was like, bleh, and I put the guitar aside. Unlike others, like the people that I was playing music with, when growing up, they stuck with it. They played 9 to 5 fucking, bars and were out there playing music. And they, they're still fucking geniuses like you on the guitar, man. They're just shredding it up. But I'm like, Mr. Elderly with, carpal tunnel kicking in. So I fucked up, man. All I can say is people at that age, man, just don't quit. Like at least pick your guitar up like
don't quit.
A couple times a week, man, and play something because, man, I put my guitar away for a good 7 years and didn't touch it. And now it's like, fuck, man, you just try to get back into it and it's just sucks.
I think you should touch that ESP7 string that you have on the wall there.
Well,
that's a
what
really
sucks
cool
is
guitar, man.
I was getting back into it. I went and got all these guitars restrung, and I came in. I started playing, and you can ask Laura. She was witness to it. I was playing like 2 or 3 times a week, and then my fucking amp died.
Oh.
Yep.
My amp literally just stopped working, and I'm like, okay, well, that's
a sign.
It is. It's like,
Well,
Drew, stop playing shit.
It was mad because you did all the work on the guitars and having them,
Well, I mean, that amp is
on.
probably a 2010, I don't know, line 6. It's a tube amp, though. I mean,
noise complaints from the homeowners association too.
No,
from the neighbor across the street.
right?
Probably.
I mean, I believe it's a really big sign that you just need to get a Marshall or a Mace or something. And
dude, they had a
Marshall.
Marshall at the auction the other day, and I let it slip away because this guy was bidding too much on it. But yeah, I definitely, I don't want to go out and spend $1,000 on a fucking half stack. But I mean, we'll see.
But if you enjoy it, just skip the auction for a few weeks, and then we'll freaking go get your amp.
Save your money.
Yeah,
it's true.
Do you have any side equipment you want to sell?
Not at the moment. I don't. No.
He's like, not at auction price now.
He can trade for a concrete table.
Right.
Yes.
He's willing to barter.
How about a leather couch and recliner set?
That's a little
true.
pricey.
We do have that in the green room.
In the green room.
So
we need to paint it green.
Jay, when did you get your first? Or Jay, listen to me,
Well,
Jason.
okay.
We have a Jay on the show too. He's out of town. He quit for a little bit. He's coming back.
Jay
Promise.
sometimes.
Jason, when did you get your first sponsor?
I've had several deals. I've got 2 things in the works right now. One is actually showing up tomorrow, so I don't want to say anything too quickly about that. But I've got another really big thing coming up. But I've had several companies reach out. A lot of stuff I haven't had any major, to be honest with you, any major sponsors. But I've had a couple little things here and there, microphones and virtual amp simulators, plugins, that sort of thing that I've...
Yeah, just for your YouTube videos.
Yeah, just for YouTube. And that's mainly, because people, that's really how you get out there these days. I think the days of old where you had to be in a band that made it, that got on the label. These days, you really have to learn how to market yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So my YouTube channel has done wonders for that. So I've had a lot of small deals. I just filmed some advertisements for a marketing company that has a deal with Digitech. So I think it was late last year.
Can we get you on a Bud Light can?
I'm a craft beer snob, Joe. You know that, man. Now, if Coppertail wanted to sponsor me beer wise, I'd go for that. Yeah, but I wanted to circle back real quick to folks playing guitar. I on my channel, I get so many like 50, 60, 70-year-olds, saying, hey, you know what? I picked it up 30, 40 years ago. I laid it down. I want to go back, or I just want to learn it. And I see these people learning. So, I just want to go back to, if you have that desire to really do it, you can do it. A lot of people see the end result. They see somebody shredding. It's like, I want to do that. But then when it comes to the work and the process of getting to that point, they're like, maybe not. Like, I wanted to brew beer at some point. I bought this textbook, and I'm like, man, it'd be so cool to brew my own beer.
Right.
But then I started digging into everything involved. I'm like, okay, I don't love this process. So I probably just want to drink the beer, not brew it. So I think that's part of achieving something that you really want. Do you really want to put in the work and the effort that it takes to get to that level on guitar, or get to any level? It doesn't have to be a high level. Maybe you just want to strum around the campfire. That's fine too. But there's a level of work, and if you don't love that work, if you don't love that process, then it's probably not for you.
I just want to play enough to, impress women, like Laura. And, she wants to bang me after I strum it a few times.
True. Well, I will say, you didn't do it for years and years, like you said, but I'm not musical at all. Singing instruments, nothing like that. But from somebody who's not a professional or doesn't know how to do it, you still sounded great. Even it's almost like muscle memory. Like you learned an entire, what was it, Metallica is what you were playing or whatever, and I couldn't really. You could spot your like errors and like the notes or whatever it was, the chords, but I couldn't. I don't have that like keen ear, but it sounded great to me.
I think a key thing for any skill that you're learning as well is goal setting. Like, know what you're expecting. Like Jason, do you see this guy shredding? Like, I'm going to be that guy shredding. Or do you just want to be able to play a Christmas carol at your family's Christmas gathering? Those are two different things.
Joe's Christmas party.
Or golf looks fun. I want to pick up golf. Okay, do you want to be Tiger Woods, or do you just want to go have a few beers with some buddies and be able to make it through 18?
Be completely hammered and like hit it in the woods.
Those are two very different things, very different commitments. And that's critical, because it's really easy if you set the wrong goal or you don't have a goal set. It's very easy to get discouraged.
Yep.
You go and think like, I'm not picking this up as quick as I should. Well, you're not trying to get to be Tiger Woods. You're trying to just go out and have a few beers every Sunday. You can get there. Do that. So
get your ass kicked by Bob Barker.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think that's a critical component of learning anything, any skill.
Very true.
I spent 5 years trying to learn how to do woodwork.
There you go.
Basically,
and he's still playing with his wood.
Making Christmas ornaments and reindeer and sleighs and,
I'm trying to perfect my woodworking now, Joe. Just FYI.
Yeah.
Competition across the street now, Joe. Watch out.
Yep. So we're going to try some beers?
Dude.
Are we gonna?
Yes.
That's what we're doing.
Are these the ones that we've been trying? Is that the?
Yeah.
Is that?
Well,
That's what he's been.
Yeah. I mean, for the record, what we usually do is we sample a beer that we haven't had before, which it's difficult sometimes because a lot of us had various beers. But we're gonna just try a local brewery. Jason, or what'd you bring? Because I don't want to speak out of turn with
What you got?
what you got, because you brought two different ones. So
Yeah, and they're both from Coppertail Brewing, which I love their beers. They make phenomenal beers. So I brought over two types. I brought over an IPA. I'm an IPA fanatic. I thought it was just a phase I was going through, but no, it's not a phase. It's like a lifetime thing. But I brought their Free Dive over, and they're based out of Tampa here. Their brewery's right across from IKEA off 60. Mm-hmm. And I also brought over their Porter Night Swim. So
that's the one I want.
Yeah, we got a nice contrast of beers here. So
that's a good cigar beer.
Should I grab you one?
Yeah.
I'll do that.
I'll do that. And Laura, you're gonna, I guess, just sip off of mine.
Yes.
Okay. So we give it a little taste test and
Just the sip.
we'll drink the whole thing.
No, for me.
Oh yeah.
That was just a tip joke.
Thank you. Joe got
Oh,
it.
sorry. See, Joe's a perv more
Joe.
so than me.
Got it.
All right. Now I've been drinking Modelo. So
Modelo.
Whatever. Who cares?
His identifies as a female.
Modelo will care if you're calling it Modella.
Are you gonna lose your Modelo sponsorship?
I'm good. I'm just gonna, yeah.
All right. So I want you to sip mine.
Oh, you want me to go first? Okay.
And then I'll.
Are we gonna hold it up to the
There you go.
camera? that Night Swim?
Night Swim, yep.
Okay.
Now, just a quick backstory. So, and I can't remember the gentleman's name, but the guy that owns Coppertail Brewing, I believe it's his brother that owns Replay Guitar Exchange in Tampa.
Oh, really?
So I'll be headed there Thursday. I do some filming there, so those guys are great. And Coppertail will sometimes have music events. I did a guitar thing there. I was just way back. Hopefully they'll have that again soon. But anyway, all that said, just really good beers. Really good. Really glad to have a brewery like that in Tampa, and all the breweries we have around here, dude.
So let me guess how this went. You went up to the brewery, you said, "I'm going to be on the Drinking with Drew show tonight," and they're like, "Dude, here's 2 free fucking cans." No.
It's more like I went to Publix and I'm like, "Oh, these aren't on sale. Okay, I'm gonna I'll get them anyway."
We'll give you the Drinking with Drew voucher when you leave.
It's just a sticker.
Yeah, that's true.
He doesn't validate parking, but he does reimburse for your beer.
I mean, I guess you like it because you're.
I haven't tried it yet.
Oh, let's try it. Now, Laura's not a beer lady per se, but
I'm not.
She's about to become one.
Yep, not a beer lady.
Nope. See, so you're just not going to be a sponsor. Okay.
No.
So is that Night Swim? Is that a heavy lager?
No, it's a porter.
I mean, I like
Porter.
this beer a lot. This is a really good beer. I mean, it goes well with cigars. I've had it a couple times, mainly at Cigars International.
Yeah.
It's just, to me, it's a great smooth, drinking beer that you can have a smoke to.
Yeah.
So, Greg,
I've had Coppertail
many times.
Yeah, love them. These are both delicious. Yeah.
Did you open 2 at the same time?
All 3 actually have been. I didn't realize there were only 2 kinds.
Joe?
I have the Free Dive India Pale Ale from the Coppertail, and I think this might be my first time having it, and it's got like a little bit of a bitterness taste to it, but I believe that's the intent.
That's IPA, buddy.
Yeah.
IPA, yeah.
I think it's I can probably do 1 or 2, but after that I'm like
Would you do that or the hard do?
Oh my God! The IPA.
Oh gosh, he loved that hard Mountain Dew.
I mean I enjoy Mountain Dew to begin with, but
I mean, we have 2 or 3 or 4 in this.
I think there's
drink
4.
still.
I think this I would need some popcorn. I feel like he needs with the bitterness of the IPA. I need a little bit of saltiness. So a little.
Greg
bit, a
can
little
help
bit
you
of
out with
popcorn.
that.
No, I'm just you need contrasting flavors.
Okay. I'm not going to argue. I mean, no, it's a good beer. I wish they made it like. I haven't seen it in draft. I think Buffalo Wild Wings had this in draft.
There's a few places that have. Well, not the Night Swim for sure. I've seen
Free Dive.
the Free
Free
Dive.
Dive? Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm
Free Dive's all
confusing
over
the 2.
place.
Yeah.
Free Dive's
Okay.
everywhere.
Yeah, they actually have Free Dive in several places around town here. And my favorite, or my wife and I's favorite pizza spot, Sally O'Neill's in Howard and South Tampa. We love it. We're there like twice a month, but they always usually have it on tap there. So
True.
Do you get the breadsticks heart attack style when you go?
I just get the garlic sticks. I didn't know they had heart attack. But
Well, no, it's just they overload it with like the garlic and the cheese, so
It's
you
so
just
good.
call it like having like a
So
heart
good.
attack. It's just delicious.
So, Jason, what are you're playing locally here? Tampa, Florida, Orlando, SeaWorld, like different places throughout here. What's your go-to place if somebody says, "Hey, I want you to play here"? Where do you really love to play?
Well, that was by sort of accident. I didn't. So it was what you're talking about is the acoustic live shows that I do, which
Right.
is not my music. It's not heavy metal. It's,
True. That's just you making a little money.
Yeah. It's just a supplemental income and I didn't really mean for it to be, but I saw my friend's band. I played live most of my life, but I hadn't played live up until about 3 years ago that much. I was in the studio working on my own projects, albums, YouTube, and all that, just in there the whole time. And I wanted to get back playing live. I'm like, well, do I form a band? Do I play solo? What do I do? And I saw my friend Brian, his band, the Southern Creek Band. Me and my wife and I, she's been friends with his wife for quite some time, since high school. And I'm like, man, I'm so jealous. I got to get back out here. I don't care how I do it. I just got to get on stage again. So my wife said, well, why don't you just play these live solo gigs? So we saw a few solo people out and about. I'm like, well, no, I want to play my music. I don't want to play cover songs. So, and she yeah, exactly. She kept telling me, I had my nose in the air, if it rained, I would have drowned. But she kept telling me, just try it. I'm like, okay, well, if I do this, I'm just going to play the music that I like, that I can, translate to acoustic, and that I really enjoy. I'm not going to play crowd favorites or whatever everybody wants. Like I don't play Jimmy Buffett. Nothing wrong with Jimmy Buffett.
I hate Jimmy Buffett.
But when you hear that, everybody plays Brown Eyed Girl and plays Sweet Caroline. I'm like, okay, I'm just not playing that stuff. I'm gonna play 80s, and I'm gonna play it my style. So I'm like, I'll probably only get 1 or 2 gigs a month out of that. And dude, 3 years later, it's just snowballed. I'm playing 10 to 12 shows a month now. So that was really,
Does that take you away from your creative points of your life?
It takes it away from my creative points. I have to keep showing up to all these events.
Yeah.
keeps ruining every weekend I have.
You know how long he's been working on that Rubik's Cube in the garage, Jason?
I know.
A year.
I just saw that thing. I'm like, Joe, this Rubik's Cube you're making out of wood, this was like, I saw this at Christmas time.
I know.
Well,
He's painted it 5 different
it
times.
took a year, but
It's
it's
not the
almost
right
done.
yellow.
Is it a working Rubik's Cube?
No.
No,
Oh,
but
okay.
it does have a swivel base, and it opens like a cabinet.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Hide some guns in there.
If your guns are less than 18 inches wide.
Some of them. Yeah. So when you see, I guess, and you made a point on one of your videos, Jason, when you're out playing and your wife is there all the time. You know, she's there by your side, man. Like,
She's working.
Does she love your music that much, or just doesn't trust you?
no, but she
I
does.
gotta watch
We've
this
had
video.
that conversation about
She
the girls.
does.
The girls always looking at
I mean,
him.
she isn't here tonight, so she must trust him a little bit.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you know, my place is kind of wild.
I think she just trusts me.
Yes,
Hi, Candy.
Could be. Could be.
She's probably watching right now.
Probably one of our 12 listeners. So how important is that to have the wife and the supportive part of the family in there?
Dude, it's a blessing. It's an absolute must if you really want to succeed in anything in life. This isn't a joke. I always tell this joke, but I wasn't too good at life before I met her. I had a lot of pitfalls and just things, but yeah, she's been 100% supportive since day one. And babe, I love you if you're watching right now. I don't know where I'd be like today because I've changed so much as a person over the years. We've been together for over 14 years now, and but yeah, she's there every gig, and you know people see us together all the time. Like I showed up to a gig at Kill and Curly Winery a couple weeks ago or last week without her because she had stayed behind, or her cousin was staying with us, and they were going to come later. And of course, the waitress, she's like, "Hey, where's your wife? I never see you two apart." And I'm like, "Well, she's coming. Don't worry." You know, so it's almost strange to see us, and that's not by like, well, you got to hang out with me, you know, or whatever. It has nothing to do with anything like that. It's just by choice. It's just by like organic design, if you will. You know.
Yeah.
So it's important to have a supportive other half, though, in whatever you're doing, because if you don't, that's only, you know, we talked earlier in the podcast about making decisions that support your dream, that support your vision. Well, that's one of those decisions. If you have anything in your life, whether you're making decisions that aren't supporting it or have someone in your life, could be a friend, could be a family member, right? If they're not supportive of that and you're around that person a lot, well, that's only going to hold you back more.
I agree.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. We're going to do the top 10 list, all right? You guys ready? We're going to...
You have the
yeah, here we go. Look.
you need the artwork. There you go.
Look, boom. Top 10 list. All right, we are going to do
Top 10.
the 10 most metal cities in America.
Just
Tampa.
Like David
Tampa's
Letterperson.
got to be in there.
Okay. So, yes, Garby.
Well, I
What?
said it first.
I think everybody said Tampa.
No, I mean,
I think it was a group. It was a group.
I think it was said like 5 minutes into the podcast.
No, this is like pure metal.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
not like grunge, like Seattle grunge.
Well, if it's Seattle grunge, it's from Seattle, Joe.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying I don't know a lot about metal, so that's why I'm just guessing.
Seattle, Washington is number 8.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Got to be something. Well, no, maybe not.
Oh, wrong.
Now, I am disappointed that Tampa has dropped all the way to 7
Dude.
What?
from number 1. Well, it used to be number 1.
Yeah, we're number 1 at one point, yeah.
Okay, so, and we're going to go in, once we start listing these, I'm going to tell you how many bands are as they're
these-
listing.
All right, so these are all well-known cities, right? Are there any like
There's one on there I wouldn't have
never heard
guessed, you know, but...
Albuquerque.
of? I'm not saying wouldn't have guessed. I'm saying have we heard of all of them?
Yeah.
They're like big cities, right?
Yeah.
It's not like
some Forsyth, Georgia, or something.
Well,
right?
what's the base? What's the basis for it? The number of like current bands, or like the
You know,
metal history?
I have to say yes, otherwise Tampa would be number 1 in my opinion. Because if it was like all time, like I think Tampa would be number one.
There
Chicago.
you go. Chicago, that's a good one.
Nope.
No. My business partner and good friend Ken Cadellis, he of Metal Mastermind, he lives in New York City, and he's well inundated in the scene there. I would say obviously New York City is going to be.
There is a New York in there, but it's not New York City.
Oh wow, dude.
What?
Wow. Okay.
It's either got to be Buffalo or Syracuse.
Nope.
No, not even that up there.
And I wouldn't say the LA scene is
it a
hairband metal anymore, right? Or
No.
Is it a borough?
No, 'cause
I've never been to New York, so I
You
don't
consider
know.
that part of New York
It's a
City.
city, I think. Like,
Yeah,
it's a little bit,
it's a-
little bit city.
This is tough.
How about?
I mean, the only other places in New
Detroit?
York.
Do you know where Gore's from?
They're in Massachusetts somewhere,
No.
right? No?
No.
Pennsylvania.
Richmond, Virginia.
Oh,
There.
dude.
I knew it was
Really?
somewhere
Number-
up there.
number-
Three
number-
times a chance.
Wow.
Try.
Number,
knew it was
number
somewhere up, like-
5.
That way. I'm going to throw out Rhode
Richmond.
Island. Somewhere in Rhode Island, right?
Yeah, but
Like
where
some
in
little tiny
Pennsylvania?
little
Because
Is there anything in
Virginia.
Ohio? Anything in the Midwest at all?
Yep.
Cleveland.
Yes. Good guess. Cleveland is number fucking 1.
Nice.
What?
Yep.
What do I win?
Cleveland
What do I
Woods.
win?
A sticker.
You get a free beer.
We are getting new stickers in tomorrow too, so
Nice.
Oh,
be ready.
Or you can use them as pasties, whatever floats your boat.
what's different with the new stickers?
The new sticker is the new logo.
Oh,
Mm.
did you get in trouble for posting it
No,
up on the
I
in the
just
blog?
wanted to no. Actually, I'm still waiting for that. Jason, have you gotten any complaints from one of your bars from somebody posting a sticker somewhere?
Not at all. I saw one, but I mean, you didn't post that.
I didn't.
course not.
I gave a few away, and somebody posted it. So I was like, well, if they're going to post it,
No.
whatever, you know. I
No, I
can't
think
control
it's-
people, you know.
I think it's great, man. Post them
We're
everywhere.
just the minions.
We are the minions.
You gotta go to Publix and start sticking them on the grocery carts.
I don't want to be that aggressive, Joe.
So you get all these
I'll give
Milfs?
some to you.
these housewives that start listening to the show.
Anything in Texas?
Dallas.
He's like right back to the top 10.
Fort Worth.
No Texas,
No.
No, this
which is weird because I thought Austin might be on
Austin.
there.
yeah,
maybe,
I thought so too. I would
That's
think
what I was gonna
Atlanta.
guess.
Nope. No Georgias.
New Jersey?
It's
Got
a
anything?
state.
Nope.
No, I know
And
anything in New Jersey.
one of these places is kind of weird. Well, actually, two of them
Really?
are. That I'd be like, but
New Orleans.
Des Moines, Iowa.
no.
See, New
Close.
Orleans is more jazz.
You
Boise,
never know.
Boise, Idaho.
No. Where did they have all the riots?
Watts, California.
No, out on the West Coast.
I don't know.
Where did they burn down the city hall, or they
That
made
was-
a,
that was
they
in
made a
Seattle.
city?
That was Seattle.
Seattle.
Was it Seattle?
Yeah.
Oh, that was
I think
Seattle,
so.
yeah.
He's like, well, no,
Have we-
it's not on the list.
Well,
Have we said
it
L?
is
have,
on.
I
It is
said
on the list.
Seattle.
have we said
before.
LA?
Yeah, that's not on here.
Oh.
What about this? Is the one I was thinking about. Portland.
Oh, Portland.
Oh, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, good
Portland,
one.
Oregon.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So Portland is number 2.
So how many are we missing?
Wow.
A lot.
I feel like a
Missing
lot.
one,
too,
Yeah.
We have 1 Cleveland, Ohio, 2 Portland, Oregon, 5 Richmond, 7 Tampa, and 8 Seattle.
It's gonna sound ridiculous because I know it's country, but what about somewhere in Tennessee, like let's say Memphis, Tennessee, just because it's
Ooh.
music, centered, but maybe Memphis is metal, right?
Yeah, no,
Nope.
none there. Yeah, I don't know why my mic is giving me like a little hissy hiss.
Yeah, hear the hissy.
It's having a hissy fit.
Boston.
Ooh.
No Boston.
Too many lawyers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You
how
said
about
you said there was one New York, and so the only places in New York that are logically left are, I guess, Albany.
Oh yeah, we didn't do New York. New York
You got
yeah.
Did
Albany.
we say Buffalo?
I said Buffalo before.
Long
you said
Island.
no. But it's not Albany. Then it's got to be.
I'll bet it's a borough.
starts with an R.
Oh, it's not.
Rochester?
Rochester. Yeah.
That's,
Rochester is number 5.
That's out there. That's out there a
Wow.
little deep.
Yeah.
If anyone's familiar with New York, that's like, it's out there.
I'm
No.
familiar with Ticonderoga, New York. That's where my family's from.
That's
Cool.
where they make
Yeah.
the pencils.
I know. We used to go to Fort Ticonderoga all the time.
Ticonderoga.
Okay, so if Utah had a metal city, what would it be?
Ooh.
Salt
Provo.
Lake City.
Salt Lake City is number 6.
SLC Punk.
That's mountain metal.
That
Do
is
you remember that
mountain metal.
movie?
That's Mormon mountain metal.
That's a cool subgenre. That's a very
Exactly.
Yeah, you got the lead guitarist is the dude, and then his 4 wives are the.
Oh, man.
You got the bassist.
Yeah.
You got the
I'm
drummer.
looking for an album. I don't remember the band name, but it's Mormon mountain metal. Can you tell me where to find that?
Oh, dude.
Probably there. All right, so number 9. If Minnesota had a metal city, which one would it be?
Minneapolis.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Do we say Philadelphia?
Philly.
I'm just going to put mini real quick.
Denver.
All right, so basically all we're missing, let me go up here, is number 3
Number 3.
in Pennsylvania.
Pittsburgh.
Yep.
Okay.
So Pittsburgh. And then number 10, which nobody's going to guess.
No, now challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted.
I mean, you can't just
Yeah,
rattle
well-
off every
Right.
city you can name, but
Considering
All right,
we have to think
let's-
of what's the
Let's not narrow it down by state. That's too easy. But
They have a football team, a good college football team. That, well, I don't know if it's good. They're well known.
Green Bay.
The colors are blue and yellow.
Oh, well,
Ann Arbor. No.
Close.
That's Green Bay, right?
No, Michigan.
Wildcats.
You're talking
Who's
about
the
Michigan. Are you talking about Michigan?
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's so Detroit.
Nope.
No,
Dearborn.
You just
they're
gotta
the
go to
Wildcats,
cities.
aren't they?
Lansing.
Lansing, yeah.
That's the white and green. Any Michigan Wolverines fan would
Wolverines,
probably
that's
try
what
to
I'm
kill you.
thinking of.
Oh, really?
Wildcats.
Oh yeah.
All I know is,
Yeah, no, Lansing, yeah.
Okay. I had an ex-girlfriend that was from Michigan, and she had a big blue and yellow thing in her.
Yeah, Wolverines, they're in Ann Arbor. And
Okay.
of course, in any in-state rivalry like that, Michigan State is in Lansing.
Gotcha. Now, what I haven't done is researched what bands are from each state. But I mean, so here's how this is going to be. I know Gwar is from Richmond.
Okay.
Tons of bands are from Tampa, obviously.
Yeah. A lot.
But let's do this. So let's go backwards. Lansing, Michigan, 469 bands.
Dude.
Whoa.
Wow.
Minneapolis, Minnesota, 482 bands. And I don't know how they're calculating this because, I mean, local bands pop up left and right. But
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
How do they say like a band? Is it a garage band? Is it just any band who puts out an album? Like
I don't know. Seattle, Washington, 489 bands. Tampa, Florida, 523 bands.
see,
I feel like it's a
Jason might be
lot.
on that list.
I mean,
If they go based
Yeah,
on
how do they
artists that put out
compile this?
CDs,
I don't know.
you might
That's
be in that
what's-
number.
yeah.
I don't know how they're measuring that number. I
very
really
interesting.
don't know.
Yeah.
Salt Lake City, Utah, 555 bands.
That's just
Rich-
one family.
That's awesome.
They're all cousins.
Exactly. What do we do? Richmond, Virginia, 572 bands. Rochester, New York, 582 bands. Pittsburgh, PA, 601 bands. Portland, 618 bands. Cleveland, Ohio, a whopping 837 bands.
Wow.
Wow.
And these are specifically metal bands. So, I mean,
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
I don't know. I'm still curious as to how they measure
Yeah, I'd love
this.
to know how they did that.
And this is Alternative Press is who came up with this
Maybe
list.
they just make it up.
And it's from 2016, so subject to change.
Right.
That's
You couldn't have
interesting.
found a more current list.
There's probably not a lot of
Yeah.
websites putting out that exact
Say,
type
it's
of
probably, it's probably
I
not
was-
a yearly.
I was searching top 10 ideas when I was going to get pizza. Okay, this was kind of sitting in traffic shit. So
I like it.
yeah,
Good one. It's a good
Pretty
one.
cool.
next week we'll get back to top 10 cities for orgies. Okay, we've done 2 musically related top 10 lists in a row because we had musicians on last week and a music producer and now Jason. So
They're good ones, though. They were good
yeah,
ones.
is what it is. So Jason, what's up on your to-do list next? What do you got going on?
Dude, I've got to get back to finishing this album that I've been working on for 2 years now, and I put it on hold because Metal Mastermind, which again that's the business I co-own with Ken Candelas, and that's where my course is, and we've created other courses. So we've been working so hard on that. I kind of put the album on hold for a while, but the album's called Overcometh. It's pretty much written.
I undercometh way too much. Just to tell you.
Oh man, I need to add a new track to this album.
Bonus track.
bonus track is
Yeah.
called Short Fuse.
Well, I think that would be a boner track, right?
Yeah.
No, but that's so that's the next project.
Oops, I'm sorry, that never happens.
No, that's the next big thing that I'm working on, man. I'm working on a lead guitar course as well. So, but yeah, I want to get that album out. I'd like to play metal live.
Well, and that's what I was going to ask you
Yeah,
because you've
I-
talked to me a couple times
Dude.
about just wanting to go out and shred like just live metal
I do.
and getting that together. And obviously, I don't know if I'm qualified to do that on your behalf, but I would love to be a part of that in some way. But
there have to be venues.
Why
out there
not?
to do
You know,
that,
You
right?
can carry the speakers.
Well, you know, last time, and you guys got stuck carrying speakers, but I was blowing up that bathroom, man. Like I was bad. She knew I was gone.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
I disappeared for like 10 minutes, and my
Yeah.
stomach just let loose. I was gone. I was like, "Oh, sorry, guys. You already had your shit loaded up." I was like, "Sorry."
It's like salad shooter, man. It's
Yeah.
that happens sometimes.
Great band name, by the way.
I
Yeah,
try
it
to
is.
try to
It is.
support, but
Yeah.
since I can't play or sing, the best I can do is help carry his equipment back to the car.
Yeah.
There are those days where like my wife cooks awesome Thai food with awesome Thai peppers, very spicy. Sometimes I'll make the mistake of also having a Mexican dish with that kind of spice in it, and we'll just leave it at that. But yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
There's
And,
a-
and what's the diet when you? Let's give some advice to the people who are playing out. What's the diet 3 hours before you go play?
so I don't like to eat anything heavy. Like my diet in general is just getting a gram of protein per pound of body weight, which I'm about 210ish right now. So if I can get 210 grams of protein in that day at whatever time, and kind of backfill the rest of my calories I need with whatever else. I mean, sometimes it's a little bit of beer, sometimes it might be rice or whatever. Kind of follow the 80-20 rule. But before a show, because I'm singing too, if I was just playing, well, that's easy. If you're just showing up to play guitar, that's
Well,
whatever.
we pig out on wings and burgers and all kinds of shit when you're playing, and you're talking about drinking a shake.
Oh yeah, well, and that's only to get my daily. It's just I've trained my entire life. I'm not a pro bodybuilder or anything like that, not even close. But it was one of the things I started doing around the time I started playing guitar back in the late '80s, and it's just something that it was that one thing that even the darkest points in my life, that foundation kept me from going completely over the edge. So I attribute the weight training to that. But I follow kind of the 80-20 rule. I'm not trying to compete or anything like that. 80% of the time I'm eating, healthy. 20% of the time I eat kind of whatever. I mean, I have some wings too.
Like pizza?
I had 4
Beer?
pieces of that.
You did kill some pizza in the green room,
Sam's Pizza's good.
It is good, isn't
Shockingly
it?
good.
Yeah.
and I have a cook up now. When I was at Sam's, I got the lady behind the counter. I got her cell phone number,
Nice.
and I'm
Yeah.
like, put us in the pizzas. So it's like they used to have a phone there, and you could order the pizzas, when you called into Sam's, and now they took that phone out of the fucking
Oh, really?
diner or whatever it's called, the cafe. So I had to go in and order the pizza at 11 a.m. Then I had to go back later and get,
Wow.
the beers and ice and all that other shit. So I was making 2 trips to Sam's, and it's kind of stupid to pick up the pizzas later and all that crap. So when I was there, I'm like, look, is there any way like I could just
Have a standing order.
like send you a message? Can I get your number? And she's like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, what's your fucking cell phone number? So
Does she want to come on the show?
Right.
Oh,
might,
that'd be cool. Yeah,
She might. She could deliver the pizzas in house.
Yeah.
that'd be really cool.
But so we got that handled, and if you want to take some pizzas home, you're more than welcome to.
Is she willing to be body painted?
Do we want her to be body painted?
Why not?
At Joe's Woodshop?
All right, we'll let Joe make that decision.
I feel like your face gave it away.
Yeah.
We are going to have some body painting on the show, allegedly. I have a lot of interested parties that are just blowing me up, asking me about coming in and getting body painted. We're trying to work out the logistics on that. I don't know how it's going to work. If we're finger painting these people,
Finger painting is probably not the best thing to say about a naked person.
I don't
to
understand.
Finger anything.
I don't understand how these women are all going to get paid when I've been offering to do this for free since we started.
Well,
Nobody.
the problem is
You'll be the male entertainment.
My original thought was to have a professional body painting artist come in and paint one of the guests on the show, like one of us.
I think that's
But
what
nobody
the people
wanted
are
to volunteer.
expecting. No, I think that's what the people who want to be like part of it, like the bodies, are expecting. So we're gonna. We can't just be
professional
like, "Hey, there's Joe and his paint. Like, have fun."
Joe paint on his fingertips, just standing in the corner.
He's got, like,
I'm ready.
all these mixed colors, on his hands. Yeah, people just running out of the garage. Just this long.
It's not worth it.
No. That's what you want, a bunch of women running, screaming from your garage.
Stacy's calling 911.
Yeah.
Drew's doing something.
Have you seen the show Skin Wars though?
No.
I've heard of it,
Okay.
and I think I've seen parts of it.
It's like a body painting competition where the artists like transform the model into these elaborate like scenes, and it's like an entire mural on the body, and so it's like one of these competition shows, and they do fantastic stuff with body paint.
Okay. Well, I'm
You're
doing
saying
my
you-
own, but
I mean, I don't
I
think
don't
they
want it
can
to be
do
too
that level
professional.
of competition. Like, I don't know. They can't do that in an hour.
no. And
No,
it
but you
probably
could do the
won't be an
drinking with
hour.
Drew logo. I mean,
Yeah, and that's what we're going to try to do is see who can paint the best logo on the breast of the lady.
So,
So it's going to be drinking with Drew, then my face, and then show down here.
I mean, if you want your face on there, there's got to be some flat-chested ladies coming in, or else you're going to look like you got something going on with your head. If there's two big old boobs and you're
You got to be creative. You got to work it and make it happen.
Those will be
Maybe-
the eyes. His
Yeah.
face will be.
I mean, we'll work it out. Maybe
those can be the beer cans.
Over there you go.
it'll be, yeah.
Maybe you have maybe if it's a large-breasted lady, one faces Joe, one faces me, and they put Garby down here, and
I don't mind if they put Garby down there.
so we'll figure it out. I mean, we're gonna, but yeah, we got to go through these candidates because I have probably 50 women that are messaging me asking me to.
there are
come in
some
and do
men
it.
now all of a sudden.
There are.
Oh, boy.
There are. Do you want to do that?
Well, no, I was just throwing that
You
out there
can't. I don't
since.
care. If you want to.
No, just because the text
You want to paint
conversation.
Flavio or Fabio, whatever the fuck his name is?
Flopio, yes, that's
Flopio.
probably what his name is.
Flopio.
It's
Flopio.
Flopio.
I don't care.
That's Amaya's pet name for me.
Yeah, I mean,
Flopio.
so
I was just mentioning it because in the group chat that we have going on, you kept like throwing all these women out there and whatever else, and I'm like, well, here's for the lady on the show, and by ladies I mean me, and it was the guy.
Yeah, but where'd you get that guy from?
That's a great
I googled
question.
it, and
Yeah.
then it was on
Sure, she
Instagram.
did. She was scrolling Google and just stumbled on it,
Mm-hmm.
as Joe would say.
But,
Right.
yeah. Yeah.
Oops, it fell in.
What's the name of the website, Joe?
What's that?
Where you were scrolling.
randomtippics.com or something?
No, it was Boob
Right.
Critic.
Boob critic. Oh, I'll never remember that.
No,
Critic is just a word. You can't. Why is
critic's weird. That's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah,
Boob
just go-
critic.
Yeah.
Yeah, chooseboob.com or something like
Yeah.
that. Let's make it simple.
Pick a
Yeah.
nip.
Pick a
Pick
nip.
it, there you go.
Oh,
I like
wow,
that.
that's
I like
good.
Pick a Nip.
I think that
like
domain
Pick a
is
Nip.
available if you want to buy it.
Pick a nip. I like that.
Especially if you're a guitar player.
Mm.
You ever
There you
pick a
go.
nip? You ever pick a nip, Jason?
I can't say I hadn't. So.
Okay.
Do you have Drinking with Drew logo guitar picks or what?
No, we're not.
Oh, there you go.
We're not that fancy yet, Joe. We're working on it.
Saying.
Keyword
I
yet.
mean, if you want to try, you know,
That'd make
gotta
my
get out
face
there.
really small.
Match the rest of you.
Did you not want to say make your head really small? Because then
Yeah.
that would just open us
It
up
could
to
just be the, it
jokes.
could just be the show name. Your face doesn't have to be on it there.
Well, I'm kind of trying to get to be like, where you see
You want-
the face and you just recognize the person to where when I'm walking down the mall, somebody just smacks me up the side of the head and they're like, you're that guy.
I mean that would make a pretty awesome T-shirt, actually. You know,
It would.
Who would?
No, it's a good logo.
I mean,
So-
I would wear that.
Those who don't
You
have,
also wear pants with holes in them and shirts that you've had since the 80s.
Yeah, but for
You know.
those who don't know, the
What are you saying? Aeropostale is not popular anymore?
I'm just saying
the
we
history-
can't really take your fashion.
the history of the
Critique.
logo
No,
for
but I mean,
those who are
that's
looking.
that makes like a good biker-looking T-shirt. You know?
Of course. I mean, it resembles my personality.
Yeah.
But so we were at the fair this past February, and we talked to this guy who was and I always fuck this name up, a caricature
Artist.
They always have to have an extra
Caricaturist.
C in there. And I'm like, hey man, can you do a caricature of me? And he, I showed him the photo, and we were gone for like
20 minutes.
20 minutes, and he came back and he had this awesome freaking painting done, and I just kind of took a picture of it and put it in Photoshop, and the rest is history.
That's cool.
We will do another group photo though, but we have to do we have to, I
I was
guess
gonna say, I feel like it's time for another.
we need to do a
The
group photo.
The group has significantly changed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So we need to do another group photo and have our regulars in the photo. Who are the regulars right now is kind of up in the air.
Hey, I put Greg in the original one that he missed out.
Well,
on.
Greg's
I was
definitely
able to definitely
an original.
Photoshop him in there.
I took the photo,
You
Joe did
did.
take the photo.
so technically I'm represented.
I mean, honestly, at this point, the four of us could do a group photo, but I really want Jay in
Jay
it
should
just
be
because
in it.
Jay's
Jay
like,
should be in it.
he's going to be back.
He
so-
left
Yeah.
us. He left
But-
us. Screw him.
No. But Jay's going to be in it. He just, needs to get back in time. That just
Didn't he
means
say he was gonna like pop in like
he will
here and there in the next 6 months? It's just he's not gonna be here continuously for a while.
Yeah, he's going to be back like May
Probably.
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
before
May. I think May, yeah. He's also the head of creative content, so that's important.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what's you want to do? A taco tasting contest?
Yeah, tacos and tequila Tuesday.
I'm in for that.
So I had an idea where we were going to have two of my clients, two attorneys in Tampa, do a taco eating contest because they're always on Facebook ragging on each other about Plant City tacos. And they agreed to it. They're going to come in and do a taco eating contest. So that could work out with the Taco Tuesday.
Is it a contest or like a
tacos.
taste test?
I mean, who cares? I don't
Well,
know.
my question was,
Get some fucking tacos. in
right.
there.
My question was, where are the tacos going to be from? Like, are you going to go cheap and just be like,
No, they're gonna-
Taco Bell cheap, shovel them in your face? How many can you get in 5 minutes or whatever
No,
the time
I
limit
think
is?
they
or
need
are
to
you gonna
be
go, like,
legit
nice,
Plant City
good?
tacos.
Oh,
because
okay, like the
these
food,
guys,
okay.
they work in Plant City. They're attorneys. They do a lot of work out in Polk County, and like that's where they base their clientele from. So I think
Right.
they're going to pull them, get the tacos from people they know out there and bring them in.
Are we going to
Okay.
get like a food truck parked in front of the house that serves
Possibly. I
tacos?
mean,
Because
I'm-
I will be
That'd be
down
awesome.
for that.
Yeah.
You may not have a camera person. I may be getting drunk in the garage eating tacos.
You should sell them on, they're doing a little contest, but then when they get here, they have to Lady and Tramp one taco.
I'm down with that.
Yeah,
I mean,
They would totally do it.
Oh, God. But never mind.
I know Tulin would. I don't know. Got to talk to the other one.
There's some authentic tacos in Plant City.
Oh,
I tell you,
man.
we live in Seffner, and between Seffner on MLK, which goes into Plant City, there are so many little just like side of the road taco shops, and I keep wanting to stop by. We're always on our way to Fred's Market. So
I love Fred's.
Those are-
Yeah,
those
so-
are-
Fred's the best.
The side of the road stuff is the best anywhere. Any
Well, there's
place.
one right here on 301. We haven't eaten there, but it's behind Sam's.
Yeah, we
should
haven't
probably
gone
Oh,
there.
yeah,
Yeah.
We should check them out.
Right there, yeah.
It's literally like a throw stone from the house that we
Yeah.
should do. But
Remember when they all used to be called roach coaches because they were just gross, and now all of a sudden, like the roach coach is a food truck, and it's
I'm
like a
sure they're
delicacy,
cleaner
and everyone's
than-
great now.
yeah, I mean, but
Roach coaches.
it's all right.
Roach coach.
I'm down to have a roach in my taco every once in a while.
Gross.
Yeah, it's okay,
So,
Protein.
Jason, how do you like the studio in here?
Dude, I'm telling you. So one day soon, we're gonna come in here because I want to put this on my YouTube channel. I want to show my audience everything you have in here. It's so professional. Everything you have in here. When people say, "Hey, I'm starting a podcast, bro," it's like, okay, they're in their,
Yeah.
their bedroom, whatever. But we've talked about going all in earlier.
kinda
on
went
things.
balls out, didn't I?
You did, bro. This is immaculate. It's amazing.
And for those who
Can I
can't
just get warnings
see,
so I can hide wires,
hide wires. What do you mean?
hide the cords?
Oh well, I mean, you're gonna have cords in the studio. There's no, trust me. I've tried to hide cords as much as possible, but there's no way around it. I mean, there's many cords.
Well, that's part of what makes it so professional. There's a lot of cords.
Yeah, I mean, you 5 cameras and 6 microphones, lights. Yeah, I did kind of go balls out, but you know what? You're right. I did want to do it the professional way. I knew I wanted to have guests in here, and I wanted to have people come in here, and I think your guests take your show more seriously when they walk in and they kind of see the work you've done to produce your show, and minus Simon and him clapping around in the background, I think it's pretty fucking professional.
Is extremely professional. Even when you had it in the garage out here earlier.
Show Simon over there.
That was awesome.
Oh, it's me. Hi.
Yeah. So we have Simon in the studio during the shows, and it's only because if we lock him out of the studio, he goes batshit crazy.
He just loves attention.
He loves attention. He's a 4.5-year-old German Shepherd, and if he's not in the studio,
He's
he
now
just
drinking beer. If you
goes
can't
shit
see, Joe
crazy.
spilled a little on the floor. He's our cleanup
Jumped
crew.
on me. And,
He is
and
German,
Spilled some
so-
beer, and he's actually enjoying it a lot.
He's like, spill some more,
He's cleaning
Joe.
the floor up.
Yeah. So besides Simon, I think we have the thing is, I mean, you could spend as much money as you want on a studio, and I've spent quite a bit of money on this fucking plan, and
And you still
I
have
still
staticky
have
mics.
static in my microphone.
But we had 7 viewers last week.
Yeah, well,
We hit
look,
double digits tonight, didn't we?
We did, yeah. We're where are we at?
Look at that.
21.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yes.
Thank you guys for showing up. I want to thank
Yes.
everybody, especially
Yeah.
if you're from my channel. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Guys,
I think
for
20.
showing up.
I think 20 of them are from
I
your
think
channel.
21 of them are from your channel.
And the other one's Greg's wife. No,
Hey, I see Candy in the chat there.
Oh, good.
Oh,
My
yes.
wife's in there. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, we definitely appreciate the viewers, and hopefully you guys stick around and watch our weekly show. We do it Tuesdays around 6:30 p.m. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We also have Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all that stuff. But definitely the YouTube channel is where we're at. And I definitely want to thank Jason for coming out, man, and I appreciate you giving us the love.
It's an honor to be on here, man. Thank you. Thank you for your friendship, dude. Everything, and and us meeting through Joe here, and I got to meet, we got to meet you tonight too as well. So it's it's an honor to be here, man. This is such a cool studio too. By the way, I could like sleep here, Not tonight.
You'd have to sleep next to Simon, though.
Yeah.
So. All right, guys. So we will be back next week, and we'll see what goes on. We don't have anything major planned. We'll probably just be doing the huge. I don't have a guest plan, but that doesn't mean one won't be arranged or popped in by then. And me and Jason are going to collaborate on a little more work and do some videos together.
Absolutely, man.
We could probably get some of Jason's music in the background here.
We're talking about that. Yeah,
Yep.
we're that's coming soon.
It'd be awesome.
Yeah.
For Shizzle. All right. And Laura, thank you for controlling the cameras tonight.
You're welcome. Good night, everyone.
Joe, thank you for controlling Simon tonight.
For the most part.
I controlled my bowels.
Good job.
Did you, though?
We'll find out, I guess.
We didn't need the adult diaper for you.
That's true.
All right, guys. Appreciate it. Drinking with Drew show. We'll see you soon.
Record-breaking episode.
Record-breaking episode. Thank you, Joe.
And we didn't even have any porn stars.
Yeah.